Hi everyone, welcome to Wednesday Facebook Live class. My name's Amanda. For today's session, it's going to be about 45 minutes or so. We're going to use a chair. I also have hand weights as well as a band. So you can go and grab those and we'll just kind of start to get started here. Perfect, how's that? Well, then it covers up my plant, doesn't it? There, that's a little bit better. Perfect. Okay, let's start with the warm-up first. While you're grabbing your stuff, don't forget to grab the water bottle as well. And we'll just start with a march. Checking in with our ABCs, right? So abdominals squeezed, bum tucked, chest open, and chin tucked. Good, holding that position. Good, let's take this a little bit wider. Again, holding onto the chair if you need to. Good, and back to narrow. Good, let's go wide again. And narrow. Good. All right, let's keep the march going. Got a dog in the way here. Let's add a heel tap. Oh, she's bored already. Hopefully you're not. Add an arm curl as you tap. Good, remembering you can do all of this from a seated position as well. Okay, so you can sit if you need to, holding onto the chair if you need to, but for the majority of my class it will be standing today, obviously with also giving you some options. Good, we'll do 4 more, 3, 2, let's tap to the side, tap. So just pointing the toe out to the side, again, holding onto the chair if you need to. If you don't need to, let's lift those arms up. Good. So I had to slow it down a little bit. Okay, because now I got my arms going, I got my legs going. I want to make sure I'm doing that safely. So you can slow down a little bit. Still getting that heart rate up, which is the important part of the warm-up, getting the heart rate up, getting the blood flowing to all the extremities and joints. Okay, to prevent injuries during our exercise class. Good. Oh, she's back. 4 more. 3, 2. All right, now let's tap to the back. So straight back. So extending that leg, straight back. Okay, once you got that, let's add a little bit of a squeeze, scapular retraction, squeeze. Again, I slowed it down a little bit, because as soon as I get my arms going with my legs, I have to slow down, going at your pace. Maybe this is too much for you, so feel free to just stick with the legs. That's fine too. Still standing up nice and tall. Okay, tucking the chin, squeezing the abdominals. Good, we'll do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Back to a march. Let's just roll those shoulders back. One of my favorite things to do. I'll be doing it a lot throughout the class. And good. Let's add a knee lift. So we're just adding that knee straight up. As high as you can. Again, having the chair close by if you need it. tapping the top of my leg. Nice and easy. Good. Remember, you should be getting a little bit short of breath, slight short of breath, right? Because I'm working, my heart rate's elevated, okay? But not too high where you're huffing and puffing and you can't catch your breath at all. Then you need to slow it down, stick with a march. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and we always say what we do to the front, we have to do to the back. Let's tap if you can. Okay, I'm just reaching behind and tapping my heel. That's Gemma. She's made her appearance today. Of all the classes I've done here, she's never shown her face. There she is today. She's a little Boston Terrier. She also thinks she's the queen of the house. So that's her. Good. 4 more. 3, 2, and back to the march. Good. Roll that out. Shake that out a little bit. We're going to move on to step touches to the side. Okay, so I'm going to start on the one side. We're going to take 2 steps to your right. Okay, so step, step. And I'm just going to swing the arms forward and back. Again, I want to keep the arms moving if I can and the legs moving just to really get into that warm up and cardiovascular portion, right? Good. Nice and easy. Make sure there's nothing to trip on. Pick up your feet. Again, if you're doing something completely different with your arms, good for you. No problem. I can't see you anyways. Hopefully you're having fun and you're smiling though. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. Back to the march, okay? Let's add in a little bit of a V step, okay? So we start going forward, 2 wide steps. We come back, 2 narrow. Okay, we're gonna start with your left leg. So you're gonna step up, up, back, back, up, up, back, back. So wide, narrow. Okay, once you get that, I'm going to pick up the pace just a little bit, if you can. I also, with this one, like to add just little jabs to the front with my arms. Now, I'm doing opposite arms as the legs, but again, you do you, and whatever works for you. Okay, maybe it's just the legs today, and that's fine. Good. 4 more. 3, 2. Now we got to switch sides. So now you switch the leading leg. So the other leg starts the V step. So wide. Again, slow it down. Get the legs. Then you can speed up the tempo a little bit if you want. And again, add the arms. And I'm just lightly jabbing straight to the front. Just like a little bit of a punch Okay, I'm not hyperextending my elbows or nothing. It's a soft little jab. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's hold the march. Again, roll it out. Good. That was about 11, 12-ish minute warm up. So let's slow the heart rate down a little bit. So by doing that, we want to slow down our legs. Take some nice deep breaths. And keep those shoulders down and back. And let's just do a nice easy step touch. So we want to bring our heart rate down a little bit before we get into the strength training, right? Okay, we don't want anybody feeling lightheaded or dizzy. If you do, I encourage you to slow down, hold on to the chair, have a seat. Okay. So at this point in the routine, we just want to bring the heart rate down a little bit before we grab our weights. Today we're going to be doing some combination exercises, and we're going to try doing a couple sets of each because we're doing 2 muscle groups in the same exercise. So we'll do a couple sets and see how that goes. I do have a heavier set of weights and a lighter set of weights because depending on which muscle group we're working, right? If we're working our backs, we can have heavier weights probably, but if I'm just working on my shoulders, I'm going to have lighter weights. And then I also have a band. Okay, so if you don't have weights, okay, you can grab soup cans, water bottles, okay, anything like that. Good. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to have some water, okay, and then I'm going to grab my heavier set of weights. Help yourself to some water. Okay, and I'm going to grab my heavier set of weights. Okay, so for this one, we're actually going to do a squat with an upright row. Okay, so if you're using a band, I should say, okay, you're going to put the band under both feet and you're going to hold the band in front of your thighs. Okay, so from here, you're going to start, I should say, you're actually going to start with it on the side of your legs, do the squat first, and then you're going to bring the band to the front and pull up into the upright row. If you're using weights, you're going to hold them at your sides. Now be careful, okay, with holding weights, you want to make sure your shoulders are locked and loaded towards the back, okay? From here, we're going to go right into the squat. I think I'll stick with the side angle. Okay, so from here, the first thing to move is our hips. Our hips go behind us. Arms stay straight. Bend your knees. Come up. Squeeze the glutes. And then we're going into our upright row. Up just as high as your armpits, or as high as the weights or the band. And then down. Okay, so back into a squat. Hips go back. Okay, make sure your knees aren't over your toes. Make sure your weight is back. Head and chest are up, coming up, and row. Good. Back and up, just as high as your armpits. Good. Back and elbows are higher than your wrists, right? Or not like this. Have them up. Okay, just a little bit below your shoulders. Down, squeeze, up. Good. Down, squeeze, up. Let's do one more. Back, squeeze, and up. gonna set the weights on my chair. Okay, I'm gonna stretch that out a little bit so you can bring your hands back. Okay, flex your wrists. Okay, stretch that out. Good. Have a little bit of water. We're gonna do that one more time. So we're working our quads and our glutes, right, and our hamstrings with the squats, and our upper back with the upright row. Again, and try it again. So starting with the squats, feet hip width apart, roll the shoulders down and back, arms stay nice and close to your legs, stick your bum back. As we come up, lift and down. Back, squeeze, lift, down, back. Squeeze the abdominals, squeeze the bum, only as high as your armpits, elbows up, down. Good. Perfect. Let's do one more. And up. Good, perfect. Let's put the weights away and set the weights down. Okay, you can keep standing. We're gonna grab the band now. We're gonna go into hip abduction and add in chest, okay? So put the band underneath your armpits and right in the middle to upper part of your back. Okay, make sure there's room on either side. Okay, using the chair if you need to. Okay, so behind the chair. Okay, from here, we're gonna lift that leg up, leading with the heel. So lift that leg up, toe pointed forward and down. And the other leg up and down. Okay, and now let's do a chest, press, squeeze, and release. So you can have the chair here if you need it. Okay, so it goes again. So up and down, up and down. Open up your arms straight, squeeze, open, and relax. Back to the legs. Up, toe forward, not too high. Down, other side. Up, down. Open the arms, shoulders down, squeeze your abdominals, tuck your bum, and release. Okay? Up, and down, up, down, good. Open, squeeze, open, and down. One more, okay? Up, down, up, down, arms out, squeeze, open, and down. Good. Set the band down. We're going to have a little bit of water before we do that one more time. So those two combination exercises are working your hip abductions, the abductors I should say, so the ones that help you get in and out of the bathtub, right, in and out of a car. Okay, so that's a very functional exercise. And then the chest is obviously working the chest, right, and your upper arms. Okay, so let's try it one more time. Put the band, so we're going to do the same exercise again. So put the band underneath your armpits, holding onto the chair if you need to. Okay, again, we're not lifting too high, okay, but you have the chair here. You can hold on with both hands as well. Start the exercise by leading with your heel. Your toe is pointed forward, right? We're not leaning. You're standing up nice and tall. And down. Squeeze your abdominals. Up. And down. Okay, arms straight out. Squeeze. Open and down. Try it again. Up. And down. Up. Down. Good. you got some resistance on that band, and down. Good. 2 more. Up. Good. Stand up tall. Nice tall posture. Stretch. Open. And release. Last one. Up. Good. Little lift. Toe forward. Last. Open. Squeeze. Open. And rest. Good. All right. We're going to go back to the weights now. And we're going to do the lawnmower with the kickback. Okay? Some of you might be like, oh, I know what she's talking about. Others might be like, I don't have the foggiest. So you need one weight. I actually went with my lighter weight. Even though it's strengthening my back, this exercise, it also strengthens your triceps, and your triceps are actually a little bit weaker than your biceps. So you might want to pick a little bit of a lighter weight. You can also do this with the band. Okay, so I'll just talk it through for those of you that are using the band. You're going to put the band, so you're going to stagger your feet. You're going to put the band under your front foot, so under it, and you're only holding onto the band with one hand. So the other end of the band can just be on the floor. Okay? Maybe I'll just show you real quick. Sometimes I feel like my instructions make sense to me, but not to everybody else. Okay, so you put the band on the floor, one foot on the band, and then this arm is doing all the work. Okay? So that's what that's going to look like, and I'll show you what to do. Okay? For those of us with weights, okay, you also want to lean forward, and you can put the non-working hand on the top of your thigh just as support, okay? Now notice my neck and spine alignment all the way to my tailbone, okay? There should be a flat line on an angle, so we're not going like this, we're not arching like this, you're actually on a straight line. From here, that my arm is just hanging down in front, you're going to bend your elbow, bring the weight to the front of your hip, okay? Thinking of bringing that shoulder blade over to the middle of your spine. Then you're going to extend that arm up, bring it back in and down. Okay, so let's do that again, nice and slow. Bend that elbow, weight to the hip, extend that arm straight back, and in and down. Okay, so up. Okay, flick that wrist. Up and down. Good. Go nice and slow because there's a lot of things working here. When you're doing combination exercises, you need to go really slow. So other muscles don't take over that don't need to. Okay? Let's do one more. And down. Good. Standing up. Give your back a little bit of a break. Switch sides with the weights. Switch sides with the band. Okay, so now the band's going to go on the other foot. Okay, and just that one, you're only holding onto the band with the one side, right? Again, using your free hand. Okay, from here, right? Bend that elbow up. Straight back. And down. Okay, we always say I don't know if you could try this. I think it would be hard, but if you placed a coin, right, on this part of your arm, would it stay up as you extend that arm back? Okay, so you keep your elbow up, pretend there's a coin up there, extend, come in and down. Nice and slow. You're looking about now that you're probably looking at me, but once you get the hang of the exercise, I want you to look about 3 to 4 feet in front of you. So then that keeps your neck and spine in a good alignment. Let's do one more. And rest. Good. Set the weight down. Let's have a little sip. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. Okay, so switch sides, back to where we started, okay? So when you're doing combination exercises too, you don't want to do 10 reps or more because you're going back and forth multiple times, right? So I only do about 5 or so, switch sides, take a sip, and then do another 5, switch sides, and then you're done, okay? So here we are, neck and spine in alignment, okay? Bend the elbow, extend the arm, back in, and down. Good. Up. Good. Make sure you're breathing, right? So inhale, exhale, inhale, and down. Something like that. If that's not how you're doing it, maybe you're doing it differently, that's fine as long as you're breathing, right? I lost count, so let's do one more. Rest, good, standing up, okay. Switching sides. Getting into that nice alignment, looking 3 to 4 feet in front of you, squeezing your abdominals. Okay, keep that weight right up at the top of your hip. You don't want to bring it up to your rib because then that shoulder pops forward. See that? So you want it here to keep that shoulder down, not here. Okay? Let's try it again from the start of the lawnmower. So up, back, and down. So a lawnmower with a kickback. Good. Good. Let's do 2 more. Good. Last one. And rest. Good. Straighten the back. Have some water. Okay. All right. We're actually going to get into some legs. Okay, so we're actually going to do a side lunge with a lateral raise. So if you're going to use weights, make sure you use lighter weights. Okay, and if you're going to use a band, that's fine too. Okay, so from here, when I say side lunge, what I mean is you're going to step to the side as wide as you feel safe. You're going to stick your bum back. Both of your weights go on either side of that knee. Keep your chest up, and then come back together, and then you step the other way, nice and big. Bum goes back. You don't want your knees over your toes again. You want your knees back and together. So that's the side lunge. Okay, so we're going to step to the side, down. As you come up, go to the other side. Good. And come up from here. Lateral raises, so your thumbs are up to the ceiling and down. Good. So out, in, out, and in, up, and down. Okay, try it again. Back, together, back, together, up, and down. Good, nice and slow. Chest up, head up. Good. Good. Feet a little bit apart. Good. Last time. Step to the side. Together. Side. Together. Up and rest. Good. Set that down. Okay. Roll those shoulders down and back. We're going to do that one more time. Perfect. Okay, grab the weights or the band again. So if you're using the band, okay, you can step out to the side. You can do it a couple ways. You can step out to the side and lift one arm up. right? Or you can go the other side. Okay, and then both arms up. Good. Okay, so step to the side. The wider your step, okay, the more you're going to feel it probably in your inner thigh. Okay, right in here. Good. And the other side. This is also a balance exercise, right? Elbows up, arms slightly forward and down. Over, chest up, head up. What we don't want is people looking down. So you want to keep your head up. Good. Up. You can also do this one without weights too. Good. Good. Up. Let's do one more each side. Good. Up and down. Good. Perfect. Shh. Sorry guys. Roll that out. No barking. Roll that out. Good. Okay, grab some water. Must have saw the neighbor. Okay, grab one weight. Okay, we're gonna do kind of a knee flexion with an arm curl. Okay, we're gonna start with one side. So holding onto the chair if you need to. Okay, standing up tall. Okay, you're gonna bend a knee, bringing your heel up to your bum. As it comes down, let's do a hammer curl with that same arm. Good. So up, down, curl. Good. Up, same leg, same arm. Good. Let's do one more. Up, down, and switch. Okay, so I'm just going to change sides. You can see me a little bit better. Okay, so make sure when you're bending your knee, that knee is pointed down. It's not in front. It's in line with the other one and it's pointed down and your foot is flexed. Okay, elbow in as you curl up. So we've switched legs and you've switched arms. Good. Nice and slow, standing up tall. Squeeze the abdominals. Let's do one more. Rest, good. Switching sides. Okay, standing up tall, switching legs, switching arms. Okay, I might challenge my balance a bit more this time around, right? Because that's the bonus of you doing a leg exercise. It can also work the balance. Good. Up, standing up tall. Let's do two more. Remember not to swing your arm. Your elbow is glued to your rib, like you got a newspaper there. And good. Switching sides. So we don't have to rest as long in between because we're switching sides as we go. If you're doing both arms and legs at the same time, you want that rest in between. Okay? Bend. Curl. Okay, again, I'm going to challenge my balance. Maybe I'm going to try piano fingers. Okay, maybe I might try a few where I'm just hovering. One side might feel easier than the other when it comes to your balance. Good. Two more. Last one. And rest. Perfect. Let's set the weights down. We don't need them anymore. Okay, you don't need your weights. Have some water. We're going to do some abdominals with a leg extension to keep in theme with our combination exercises. So again, you get to sit this time, okay, towards the edge of your seat. Okay, make sure there's a space between your back and the back of the chair. We're sitting up tall, okay? 3 options for your hands, or option 1 is on your thighs, option 2 across your chest, option 3 behind your head, okay? I might do a variety of options, but you do whatever you feel is good for you. So sitting up tall, we're gonna start with the seated abdominal crunch. So that is where you wanna pretend there's an orange between your chin and your chest, and you're just gently squeezing it to hold it in place. So you're gonna lean back, your eyes look out on the horizon, try not to touch the back of the chair. As you sit up, extend one leg out and in, and the other leg out and in. Okay, let's try that again. Leaning back, squeezing the orange, squeeze your abdominals, and sit up, nice and tall. Extend that leg out so it's not very high, and the other leg out and in. Lean back, sit up, extend, extend. Good, let's do one more. Lean back, up, extend, extend. Good. Rest, roll that out. We're going to do one more set. Okay, this time I am going to try it with my hands behind my head, which was option 3. You don't have to, you still have option 1, option 2, or option 3. Okay, you can choose however you feel today. Okay, so sitting back, squeezing the orange between my chin and my chest. I feel my abdominals contract. That means I've gone back far enough. As I sit up tall, you extend one leg out and in, out and in. Lean back and up, out, out. Good. Lean back, up, out, out. We're going to do this 2 more times. Get into a good stretch. Get you on with your day. Good. Back, up, and rest. Whew. Good. Roll that out. Okay, let's do a nice stretch. So drop your ear over to your shoulder, relaxing down with the opposite hand, and just slowing down our breathing. Good. Come back to center, pause for a second, and slowly drop your ear to the other side, dropping the other hand down. Keeping your shoulders down, still thinking about our ABCs, so squeezing our abdominals, opening up the chest. Good, and release. Bring one arm across, grab between the shoulder and the elbow and gently pull it in. So we're feeling the pull in the shoulder and into the upper back. Rotate that wrist once you feel that pull, and the other way. Good, give it one more little squeeze. Okay, now reach that arm right up to the roof. Gently bring it behind your back, and we have 3 options for the tricep stretch. So you can lift your elbow up to the roof, okay, or you can come and just gently give it a push from here, or you can come around, scratching the back, very, very back of your neck, and then gently lift that shoulder, or sorry, that arm in. Okay, so pick yours, hold it, making sure when we're stretching you're only feeling a pull, never pain. If you're feeling pain, you need to back off a little bit. Good. Other arm across, pull it in, shoulders down, Once you feel a pull, rotate that wrist. And the other way. Good, little squeeze. Lifting that arm up. I'm going to go into the tricep stretch so you can lift it up this way. Again, we're stretching right in here, or you can come here, or you can come around to the back of the neck, pull it in that way. Always an option for everyone. Something works, not everything works for everyone, so there's always options. Yeah, just remember that. Good. Okay, let's opening up, let's do our chest. Okay, so elbows up, slowly, gently bringing the arms back. You can open them up, bringing them back. Okay, flexing the wrists, pointing the fingers towards the back of the room. Careful not to stick out your chin, tuck in the chin, still squeezing in the abdominals, remembering the ABCs, even in the stretching part. Good, and release. A few more shoulder rolls for good measure. Okay, extend one leg, heel down, and your toe is up. Okay, leaning forward, just until you feel a pull into the hamstring, so the back of the leg. And then think of lifting that toe up to the roof or even towards your shin to give that a little extra stretch. Still keeping our shoulders back. We don't want to roll forward. Okay? Making sure you're sitting on the edge of your chair for this one. I find if I sit too far back, I don't feel it at all in the back of my leg. So if you're not feeling it in the back of your leg, scoot your bum forward a little bit. Okay, if you can, lift that leg up, cross it over onto the other leg, sitting up tall. Okay, we're stretching out into our hip and our glute. Rotate that ankle, just like we rotated the wrists. Let's do the ankle joints. And the other way. Good, and release. Okay. Extend the leg out, heel is down, so heel stays on the ground, your toe is up. I'm going to lean forward from my hips just until I feel that pull. Once I feel the pull in my leg, then I'm going to worry about bringing my toe up to my shin. And remembering to breathe. Good, lift that leg up. Cross it over wherever you can onto the other leg. Sitting up tall. Okay, feeling the stretch in the glute and the hip. Leaning forward, rotating that ankle one way. Remember, rotating, moving the joints is so good to get that synovial fluid flowing. Just like we need to put oil in our car to lubricate it so it runs better. Same with our joints. They like to be moved, right? It gets fluid to them, so then they move better. Good. Good, and release. Let's stretch the front of our legs. So let's turn, sitting on our chair still. Okay, leg goes back. Tilt the hips forward. Shoulders are square to the front. Hips are square to the front. I'm going to lean back just a hair. I'm going to lift the same arm as the leg being stretched straight up. So right now we're stretching the front of that leg into the hip flexor. And you're looking straight ahead. Good, release, gently bringing your legs together. Turn. Okay, let's do the other side. So the further your leg goes back, the more of a stretch you're going to feel. Shoulders facing forward, hips facing forward, leaning back just a hair, and then lifting that arm straight up to the roof. No leaning, just straight up. Good, and release. Okay, let's turn, let's stand up. Let's finish with a few more shoulder rolls. I told you I would do them quite a bit. And let's end with 3 big breaths. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. Last one, inhale up, and exhale down. Great, good job today. Thanks for joining me, whether it was today or a different day. Hopefully you enjoyed the combination exercises just to change it up a little bit, as well as the 2 sets. You can always put questions or comments you have on the Facebook page, or you can always get a hold of us, 844-4080. What is my number? 4080. Okay, have a great day.